Hello and welcome back to the Pantalogical of Magic series. Is this episode 4? I think it is. I think it's episode 4. Anyway, they've asked me to go back before we go forward. And what they mean by that is to go back to a specific time in my own life where I realized that a circle already existed in my life. After the last episode, I was reminded of this, and that's what's making me make this episode on how to see your purpose. What is a life purpose? How do we find a goal? How do we find who we are? How did I find who I was? So this is how to know if a circle already exists in your world for you to follow. So your childhood will tell you a lot about who you are. And my childhood is exactly what taught me where I should be going, because I just had to answer a few questions. So I want you to answer these questions for yourself. What were you naturally drawn to as a child? What were you good at? What lessons in school, right? History, English, were you good at maths? What were you good at? What kind of toys did you have, and how did you play with them? Was it, pretending you were a shopkeeper? Was it pretending this? Was it interactions with people? What were you doing with your play? What were you curious about? Even the stuff that your parents said no to. And what skills did you learn while growing up? What was your first job? What experience did you gain from that? What certificates did you get? All of these questions, right? What have you gathered here from childhood till now? So it was when I asked myself this, that's when I saw my own circle, because I saw English, reading, encyclopedias, Barbies, acting, divination, spells, crystals, fantasy books, mythology. I did customer service, retail. I also did reception and my business certificates. I had business ideas all the time with my friends, like when I was growing up. I got into the cleaning industry for about 8 years. I enjoyed helping people. And it was with all of this that I understood that psychic business or a spiritual teaching was supposed to be where I was supposed to be going. All of this created my one circle. So really for myself, it was what was missing, right? I had to really understand what was missing. How, what did the universe want me to do in order for me to excel to the next place? And it should be logical. It should be quite obvious, right? We don't have to follow some fantasy thing. You can follow tried and tested advice here. For myself, it was, start growing social media. How do I set up an online store? Watch some videos. I had to experience what it was like owning a tarot business, starting at $25 readings all the way up to the $100 ones that I do now. Lots of experience. Even before I wrote my Pantalogical of Magic book, each thing, again, the experiences and the things in your life can help you see the next place that you're supposed to be going. It reminds me of a quote, and I cannot remember who it's by, but it's the day that you find out why you're here will be one of the most important days of your life. And when I found my first couple of circles, these were so important. My cleaning business, starting my psychic business, writing my book, big circles. And yes, when you finally find them, I talk about the hammer of Thor. If you read the passage of Mjolnir, you'll know exactly what I am talking about right now. This understanding as to who you are and what your purpose is here, and you will fight to the ends of the world when you find what those things are. Now, you see your magic circle. And again, there's many magic circles. You might be seeing some of them, like love, for example. This is a very tricky circle to complete, even though it's something that we can so obviously see and we know the start and the ending of. Love is such it's not just one circle. Let's just say that it's a diagram of circles. Money, it depends. You can have a small circle to get a small amount of money. The bigger the circle, the bigger the money. but that also means more tasks to complete, right? And you have to think about it in an interesting way. So I hope that this helps you understand where a circle might be in your own life, what your purpose could be. Use fact. Again, make that list. I want you guys to make that list and see what comes out the other side. If you were to look at yourself from Spirit's perspective, what could you be? Maybe you'll then see the circle. Okay, bye.